Oops, real quick. I don't have my car in the... My car is at the mechanics, hence the weird camera angle and all that. Oh, let's see if I can put it right here. Calm, gotta cut, clean. This week we have cardio exam. We actually have a lot this week. Let me just pull up my little notepad because I was starting to get overwhelmed. Not overwhelmed, but like just, there's just a lot to do, you know? Because this week we've got our cardio exam for medicine, cardio 2. We have a practical for breaking bad news to people. And then there's like a whole model around it. It's called the spikes model. Setting. Do you want anybody to be in the room with you? Anybody else? Oh no, there's a garbage truck. No, I gotta, no! No, he's gonna block me out! I made it through, If he blocked me in, that would've been tough. You see the garbage truck back there? Yeah, he back there. We gotta do the spikes model, SP for perception, trying to get them to say the diagnosis. I for invitation, as in checking their mental, like, hey, how are you mentally, or do you feel well? Now a good time to discuss these results. Yeah, I know my seatbelt's not on. I had a rush. K is knowledge to inform them, hey, the results are not what we expected, not what we hoped for. E, educate, or empathy to, just let them sit with them for a moment. Like, hey, you seem nervous and it's completely understandable to feel this way. Do not feel ashamed, do not feel nervous, do not feel grief, guilt, whatever, like having a good mindset is helpful. S, setting goals and setting strategy. Hey, we're gonna do this. Having the patient part of the decision-making process. It is their life. What do they want to do? How do they want to handle this? And then having the correct referrals is gonna be big on my practical. The school buses too. Oh my god, I left at the prime time of everybody out here. Who they honking at? Ain't me? We have to do a presentation today as well about SAPA, NYS, APA. They're all basically physician assistant organizations and societies. APA being the national one, NY APA, it's like New York State version, and then SAPA is like the student association version. So all like different levels to it. They have different benefits and all that stuff. So we got that presentation to do. Shouldn't be too bad. Shouldn't be too hard. And then on Friday it is the cardio exam. We got a lot to do this week. All right, a lot to do. And I have nowhere to put my camera properly. I apologize for every kind of mishap, bump, and not having the road. You can't blame me. I pay my taxes and they still don't fix the roads. So I don't know what to say, what to do. All right. I don't know if it wasn't already clear today, this morning. Semester 2. Oh damn, week 3. Week 3, I'm pretty sure. Nah, no way, it's 4, right? Week 3. We're going with 3. Bro got me. Week right here. Week, whatever this number is. This week there's a lot. Oh, I want to show. Damn, I had the camera in the most perfect position. God dang it. 1 second. Oh, hey everybody. But what I did want to show was my little sheet thing. So I've got Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday. And then next week, Monday, we have another pharmacology exam. So I've got to double up on my studying. So you'll see down here, I'm studying for like certain things, doing practical. That's just how I'm trying to like organize my week. And I think that's something we should do. Yo, I think somebody's coming in the parking lot. This is gonna be awkward. I have so many lights up. What is going on? But I mean, this is really only done at night. And then I have a script written for my encounter for tomorrow, which is gonna be on difficult situation. Possible, perhaps it's cancer, type 1 diabetes. I mean, a difficult conversation can be anything, anything that a patient kind of deems difficult. And then right after that, we have an opioid interaction. A person that maybe did not understand opioids long-term, it's not good for them, or maybe someone that is addicted to opioids, can't admit it just yet, So those kind of conversations, getting us toned for that. EKGs is going to also be on our cardio lecture, so that kind of helps. It works together. And just cardio stuff will be on our farm lecture. So everything's kind of like, coinciding, which is awesome. I'm thinking I want to incorporate a couple more, scenes of in class or like, study session, study time, trying to give you that perspective. That's why I kind of showed you guys. I mean, I was showing things like that before too. About to try to hit the gym, like trying to squeeze that in, fit that in, and make everything work. So hopefully this is a better intro than this morning, because I don't know if I had like the background noise blasting and whatnot. So yeah, my hand hurts, gotta go. Ow! I just got my car back. It's not just, but it's the next day. Damn, I look goofy as hell. Hold on. There you go. Today's the day of the exam. How do I feel? I feel okay. I feel like I know a lot. I understand all of the material. My body had a reaction to that. There's just nuances. There's always a nuance, though. You know, nuances is what catches people lacking, right? So even if I do know all the material, do I really? Alright, car's heated up enough. Check out my shirt. It's nice fabric, real nice. Post exam, we did all right. It definitely could have been worse. Could have been failing, and we did not. We've prevailed. What I was going to say was, I high-key messed up by not studying over the beginning of the semester. Right now, it feels like it's the middle of October of last semester, which was like just exams after exams after exams, right? Next exam we have is on this coming Monday. So today's Friday. We've got today, Saturday, Sunday to study up, and then we have farm exam, which is like 5 lectures in and of itself. I did look up over it, some of the antiarrhythmics and some of the anticoagulants stuff to kind of help me out for this exam for medicine, but I didn't really like study up, and his exams are harder. So there's that, and then we have another exam on Friday, and then after that we have I think like practical and another exam on Friday, and it's just like again it's like back to back to back exams, and I definitely should have been studying a little bit earlier. I just didn't want to. I didn't feel like it. I just didn't want to, man. I should have spaced it out and done something like small, even like the little things. Just even setting up the PowerPoints or like the documents ready to begin studying. You know what I mean? Because at least how I study for my pharmacology is like I try to pull out all the medications and try to simplify it. But I got to make a doc and then I got to name it, which isn't a lot, but even doing that would be nice to get the ball rolling. And admittedly, I did do that for the anticoagulants. Like I got through the halfway and I didn't want to do it anymore, Yeah, I wrote here, like, I definitely should have spent less time playing games, looking at memes. But you don't need that sometimes, you just need that. Come on, with the boys, come on, gotta run them games, come on, dog. Yeah, and I just wrote here, I really didn't feel like studying yet, and I feel like I was kind of beating myself up a little bit. I felt like I was feeling the repercussions of it now, but in hindsight, I was a little proactive. I could have been more proactive. The other thing I wanted to mention, because I had my practical done earlier this week, which went fairly decent and well. I got good feedback, but one of the feedback that I did get for my opioid case, because basically it was a situation where a patient comes in and they have like back pain or something, and they want their pain relief drug, and it could be because they're either drug seeking, like I need my fix, right, or it could be they just didn't know any better, they don't have the health literacy. Whoever gave them the initial opioids didn't really explain to them the effects of long-term use of opioids. Could be problematic. You can also get opioid-induced hyperalgesia, which is just excessive pain. So opioid, sort of pain relief medication induced excessive pain. So it's kind of, it's a band-aid solution. It doesn't resolve the main thing, We tell the patients that there's other alternatives. They'll send you to pain management. They can hopefully taper you off your dose because you don't want it to stop or you'll have withdrawals and crash out. But go to pain management, gives you like something like a nerve block, and trying to go after the actual root of the problem rather than just dumping opioids on you, trying to give a better solution. And I didn't know if the patient was going to be either combative, because sometimes they can be combative, right? Or very confrontational, or they just didn't know any better. Unfortunately, my patient was not combative and more along the lines of didn't know any better. So educating them felt really good, and just kind of telling them even the little that I know and telling that to them and them being reciprocal for it or about it was really nice, and it's kind of satisfying, The feedback and advice I got from my professor, I mean, I passed the practical, which was great, but she did say to come in and like look at the history a little bit further, which I didn't do. I went in and just kind of dove into this opioid situation because, that's what our practical was about. That's what it was kind of directed towards. So I just jumped in and went straight for that, right? Even in cases that have like definitive diagnoses, look into that history a little more and dive a little deeper, trying to figure out why, and just double checking, triple checking, and that's kind of our job to always be on top of it, right? Not getting complacent just because the last three doctors or PAs made a diagnosis of low back pain. You should just come in and just like, yeah, low back pain, painkillers, pain management, get out of here, right? We want to like investigate a little bit, and think about it a little further, which I found was relevant and helpful, because that's exactly what I did. I walked in there and I did that. I feel like that was a good feedback. I like that, so I share it. And I guess if I start doing that in the future, getting complacent, remember that big bro. Don't get sunned by the little me. I think that should be really the conclusion for this week. We've prevailed. We've got things done, which is awesome. Pass the exam. Let's go. I don't know. This exam was kind of iffy, hit or miss. I don't know. You can always do better. And something else I was actually just telling my classmates was the thing about these exams, at least in undergrad, I would combat test anxiety with being prepared. Just being overly prepared or just well versed in the material, so that way I kind of know everything I need to know, and I'm just confident in that. But in these exams, you can almost never be completely prepared. I don't know. It's so hard sometimes to be as like confident as I was in like undergrad. There's just so much material. It's almost impossible to remember everything and keep up with everything. And I mean, I'm sure some people do to an extent. Maybe the people that are finishing in the first 45 minutes do that, and maybe because you're just studying all the time, right? But I don't know. I need a break sometimes. I need to not study at times and whatnot. What am I grateful for this week? I'm grateful for my mama this week. Mama's the OG, bruh. And my pops, because he kind of got the car situation situated, which is very helpful. Didn't have to worry too much about that, because dealing with a car engine situation would have been a different kind of hassle. I missed this heavy week. That would have been tough. And my mom for feeding me all the time. That's a real one. These are real people. I got real people in my corner. Need a support system like that for sure. It always helps out. So eternally grateful. That's awesome. All right. Goodbye.